In keeping with the democratic principle of open government and in a bid to ensure active citizenship and participation in democratic governance, the Renewed Hope administration of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, introduced a process of stakeholder engagement to foster consensus building towards the effective takeoff of the 4 new road infrastructure project initiated by the federal government of Nigeria, otherwise known as the Renewed Hope Legacy Project. As a foremost Democrat in the history of Nigeria's presidential system, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu sees public participation in project management and delivery as an underlying component of democracy which must be embraced in all sectors of society. As to him, public participation in the project conceptualization, management and delivery is an instrumental driver for democratic and socio-economic progress.
The responsibility we bear are not just titles. They are hope and aspiration of millions of Nigerians.
Mr. President, inspired by the vision to build legacy projects that will connect the agricultural, trade, tourism, hospitality and industrial corridors and foster social, economic and cultural integration among the diverse regional and sub-regional nationalities, initiated 4 projects of unprecedented landmarks in the history of Africa, namely the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the 1,068-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, the 482-kilometer Calabar-Abuja Superhighway, and the 439-kilometer Akwanga-Jos Bauchi-Gombe Highway. The 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway was approved by the Federal Executive Council for immediate construction through the funding mechanism called the EPC plus F, and its immediate construction commenced after all necessary stakeholders' engagement, environmental and social impact assessment and compensations were carried out. The designs of the Sokoto-Badagry, the Calabar-Abuja and the Akwanga-Jos Bauchi-Gombe Superhighways were approved by the Federal Executive Council for implementation. The 4 projects have been described as major milestones in the road infrastructure revolution agenda of our dear President and a masterstroke for economic regeneration.
Set on a journey determined to build a nation of prosperity, embark on bold endeavor so that your country can be successful. Generations yet unborn can have a good landmark, a memory to treasure, and good understanding to copy, good education to promote the other generations.
The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway reflects Nigeria's vision for progress, self-reliance and prosperity. It is a dual carriageway of 3 lanes on each side of the road with solar lighting and train tracks. The project will lead to enhanced regional connectivity by linking up Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom and Cross River states. The project is a pathway to national integration, economic prosperity and improved livelihood. It has the capacity to draw additional shipping traffic and marine businesses, attract direct foreign investment, trade collaborations, increased internally generated revenue for national and subnational government, create job opportunities and create overall economic advancement for the nation. The project will connect communities together and strengthen relationships between economic centers, export processing zones, tourism and hospitality destinations, and markets across southern and northern Nigeria. Furthermore, it will enhance the prospect of national resource exploitation, operate as an infrastructure corridor for gas pipelines and power transmission lines, among other socio-economic benefits. In a nutshell, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will provide infrastructure corridor, improved community connectivity and relationships, improved travel efficiency and interstate connectivity, and thus unlocking development potentials and relieving congestion along the economic corridors and other connecting spurs. The vision to construct the superhighway is the brainchild of Mr. President, who saw the need many years ago as Governor of Lagos State. The journey to the takeoff of this project was difficult has conversations on compensation, realignment, and social and environmental impact assessment, as well as heated debate as to the propriety of the project were at the front burners of public discourse.
We have been going through the route every day from morning to sometimes 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And we've taken hard decisions.
At this point, which is about 10H2 plus 500, because of these structures we have here, we had to adjust. The original alignment was to go take a diversion this way, but that will involve demolishing a lot of buildings, and to save the buildings, we now decided to take half this way and half this way. So here we have the Calabar bound, and on the other alignment, we have the Lagos bound. I hope you understand what I mean. The essence is to save structures, and at about NH5, we return back to the alignment and continue. The essence is we are trying to, as much as possible, limit damage to infrastructure, especially buildings, and also stay as much as possible to the coastal line. So these are the two factors that are determining what we are doing.
It's my pleasure to technically approve the agreed route with the contractor and with the stakeholders. And so I signed the route technically today, the first day of May 2024, and I assure Nigerians that this route is for the best interest of Nigeria, and it will have along the corridor a lot of land for tourism we are talking about, for estate development, for industries, and I assure Nigerians that so far, if there will be any activity that is lost, they will have opportunities between kilometer 0 to kilometer 700. It's my pleasure to unveil the new design route to the glory of God. And I wish to flag off the compensation from Challenge 0 to Challenge 3 in a total sum of 2.75 billion. That is very, very ambitious.
This is not just an architectural masterpiece. This is a development that is happening right in your time, in your very eyes. Mr. President, you deserve a big round of applause. This is not about you. This is not about your renewed hope. This is about a generational change that you're doing. This is about writing the future that we all dream about in an era where it's coming to reality.
Nigerian company is the company that is doing this project, thereby not only increasing and improving the local content development, it will create also additional jobs to our teeming young men and women who are roaming the streets before he emerges as the president.
People of Nigeria, including generations unborn, will look back and remember a certain President Tinubu who saw what many did not see. I therefore commend Your Excellency for this bold step and urge you to see through the project. History will not forget you. Thank you.
You have discovered your mission. Your mission is to transform Nigeria. Your mission is to transform the lives of Nigerians. Your mission is to put food on the table of Nigerians. But then, you have not betrayed it.
Today we have 4 concrete paver machines we are deploying. We are not just starting from one point, we are starting this section 1 in about 4 locations. At the end of the project, we are about starting concreting. So the target is to finish this section 1, not in 36 months, but in 24 months, so that Mr. President, you will commission this first section of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway within the next 2nd year in office, and we shall toll it and we begin to recover, do return on investment. So it is with great privilege that I invite Mr. President to make his speech and lay the foundation stone for Lagos-Calabar Highway and also the new projects of Mr. President. Mr. President, sir.
I said earlier, it's my bragging day. We said, we will do this road. We are determined to do it. The way we are going, we have a road that will outlast us and outlive all of us here present. That is how to build the future.
Cooperate with you at any time and in whichever way you want, so that we can actualize the vision of Mr. President on this coastal road. Wherever you think we need to show support or talk to our young people, whether it is security, just call our attention. We'll be willing to give that support. It's a commitment that I make consciously, and as you begin, we will work with you.
So I made a request to Mr. President that it will be good for us to start different sections simultaneously so that all can dovetail into the Lagos, so that the Calabar-Lagos coastal road could be completed within record time, but started from different sections. So mine was just to come in and then join you to appeal to our people that there is need to give total cooperation to the construction companies that will handle these sections of the coastal roads.
And of course, I've always said that each time there is inflection in a nation through the means of agricultural productivity and infrastructural development, a nation can spend themselves out of inflection. Good example is America under Obama, and another example is what Mr. President is doing. And so we have very high hope that through this innovative infrastructure development and the programs of Mr. President, the hope we all seek for is here.
President directed that we should start section 3, which is partly 27 kilometers in Akwa Ibom and 38 kilometers in Cross River State. And so, after this stakeholders engagement, we get the design and we start the procurement. We will ensure that construction will start in 3 sections. 2 sections in Cross River and 1 section in Akwa Ibom.
To assure you that Cross River State will be the first to give you maximum cooperation in all ramifications. The Commissioner for Work and his team are hereby directed to work with your team.
That the government actually cares about infrastructure development.
The Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is a vision-packed road infrastructure project that redefines Nigeria's economic landscape and stimulates national prosperity. It's a 6-lane concrete dual carriageway with 100 meters right-of-way that will pave the way for rail infrastructure and other essential amenities. It will be crossing 7 states of Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, and Lagos. The road project is a spur to Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway from Badagry in Lagos State, and when completed, it will reduce travel distance from 20 hours to 10 hours. It will not only unlock the two regions' vast agriculture, mining, commercial and industrial potentials, but it will also create a viable and sustainable economic corridor, creating over 1.6 million jobs and stimulating the creation of more than 45,000 micro, small and medium enterprises within a period of 5 years. The visionary president of Nigeria alluded to these potentials in these words. The Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is not just a road, it's a bridge to a brighter future for Nigeria. He described it as an extraordinary journey that would shape the destiny of our nation and inspire generations to come. He said, "With unwavering commitment and a shared vision, we stand ready to embark on this extraordinary journey, one that will shape the destiny of our nation and inspire generations to come. Together, we will witness the dawn of a new era where the dreams of our people are transformed into reality, where progress and unity reign supreme." The Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway is not just a project, it is a testament to Nigeria's greatness, a testament to the power of bold leadership and resilience of our people. From state to state, it has been a plethora of appreciation and commendations to Mr. President as the Honorable Minister, his team, and the National Assembly Joint Committee on Works visited.
And since we are passing this road through the agricultural, route, we are very confident that what Mr. President is doing in agriculture is going to yield a lot of fruit. We have a lot of security improvement of this. When we don't have road to travel from one point to the other, it's as good as we are in prison, because your movement is restricted. So Mr. President has come to, unbundle whatever thing that is, tying us down.
What we have been directed by Mr. President is to explore innovative financing, is to go on the world stage and convince the world that Nigeria is one of the most profitable, one of the most strongest countries with absorptive capacity.
Badagry to Sokoto, it's unfair to start from Lagos, so we're doing the right thing by starting from Sokoto, Kebbi and Go. So this shows equity, fairness, and distribution and justice. So I'm very happy. It's unfortunate that we can't spend more than one day.
And Mr. President has decided to dust a fire that is lying down fallow for over 48 years. This is a clear sign and testimony that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu believes in the yearning and aspiration of Nigerian people.
We have hope in God. We have hope in the gift of this president, and together we shall do it. Within this corridor that we are unveiling today, we have over 53 dams. Dams for irrigation, dams for electricity, dams for agricultural food sufficiency. Within this corridor, we have a lot to gain in improvement of security.
On that note, I want to really commend the good people of Kwara and the people of Niger State. And I want to say the legacy project of Mr. President that is passing through here, embrace it. We will continue as Senate and as members of the House of Reps that are here as a committee to give all the necessary budgetary support to this project.
On behalf of the people and government of our states, we thank the President for making Kwara and our sister Niger State an important part of 1,000 kilometers Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, which is a big component of its national development strategy. For the avoidance of doubt, 188 kilometers of the road traverse different towns and communities in Kwara State. The social-economic implications of this renewed hope infrastructure project for national connectivity and growth cannot be fully appreciated by this generation.
I'm proud to stand very tall here to tell you that my father, who I'm so pleased with, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has made the dream of a new Nigeria possible. We say renewed hope. He has rekindled the hope of the common man in Nigeria.
The Cross River Southeast North Central Abuja Superhighway, which is a multi-lane route beginning from the spur of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in Cross River State, is crossing Enugu, Abakaliki, Ogoja, Trans-Saharan Highway at Ebonyi State and traversing through Benue State, Kogi State, crossing River Benue at Bagana in Kogi State to Nasarawa State and ending at Apo in Abuja. This multi-lane road will be 6 lanes, 3 lanes on each side to be separated with beautiful median landscaping with street light and median digital signage. This road project has about 1.35 kilometer length of River Benue Bridge at Bagana and 400 meter length of bridge over Ebon River in Cross River State, among other smaller bridges, overpasses, interchanges and other road features along the alignment. The road, when completed, will reduce the travel time by road users and provide the shortest and fastest route from south-south to southeast to Abuja. This will bring about the emergence of new cities and infrastructural development along the corridor. It will not only boost socio-economic activities and development along the corridor, but will also link the export processing zone in Calabar and have international connection with the Republic of Cameroon. Following the approval of this project by the Federal Executive Council, the Federal Ministry of Works moved into action to engage the stakeholders on the proposed alignment for the project. The meeting with different segments of the benefiting state were heartwarming.
Mr. President, on how to put a spur to this superhighway. This is the first of its kind in the whole of Africa. And the benefits of this legacy project of Mr. President cannot be overemphasized. Again, it's going to be done with concrete. And I want to assure you that this is beyond road construction, but it's an investment because it is a catalyst that is going to revive the entire economy of Nigeria. Today, it is like a dream come true. Under the leadership of the President and the performing Minister of Works, the coastal highway has become a reality. This strategic project will open up our rural communities that produce tons of foodstuff, which ended up being undervalued for not finding their way back to the market. We cannot talk about massive food production without focusing our lens on how to get our produce to the market. This project will open up the benefits of national to expansive commercial activities, social integration, and prosperity. I also want to sincerely thank all the stakeholders, especially my colleagues and members of the National Assembly that have taken their time to be here in order to discuss, because it has been mentioned over and over. Indeed, this is a project, and the most important elements of this project are the stakeholders, and it is indeed happening where the stakeholders have an input.
With these two persons in charge of infrastructure in this country, I have no doubt that Nigeria will be a transformed nation in no distant time.
Today, under President Tinubu, there is no state that is not experiencing road infrastructure development without prejudice, a very difficult funding mechanism. Let us please support this project. This is coming within your corridor. It's bringing a lot of economic revolution for you. Support it. Let's not use funny litigations to deny Southeast what they should get. Let me assure you that Mr. President is doing everything possible to ameliorate whatever that seems to be the hardship that you may be experiencing.
Effective infrastructural development and management requires a collective effort from governments, private sectors, and civil society. This administration is committed to creating an enabling environment for investment and ensuring that our infrastructure meets the needs of our dear citizens.
The Akwanga-Jos Bauchi-Gombe Highway serves as a relief from Abuja through states of North Central and Northeast. It integrates with existing routes of Abuja-Akwanga, Akwanga-Lafia, and covers Nasarawa, Kaduna, Plateau, Bauchi, and Gombe states. It is proposed to be a dual carriageway and shall have impact on the socio-economic well-being of Nigeria. The Ministry of Works under the Renewed Hope administration has been meeting and consulting with several stakeholders on the alignment for the legacy projects, especially the governors of concerned states, Senate and Federal House of Representatives committees on works, honorable ministers of line ministries, emirs, royal fathers, professionals and technocrats, Nigerian Communications Commission and major telecommunications service providers, other relevant stakeholders and media. The ministry is up to its duty of creating awareness on environmental impact assessment, community participation in decision-making process, strengthening the relationship between the project team and the host communities, sorting out mitigation measures and compensation, cultural sensitivity, that is, respect for local customs, and so on. This interaction has resulted in alignment adjustment, minimization of negative environmental and social impact, and finding lasting solutions to climate-related challenges, and ensuring compliance with statutory regulations and ensuring occupational health and safety and community health and safety. The conversations also touch on the progress made so far in all the inherited ongoing projects in each of the states and proposals on other federal government projects deserving of intervention.
Sir, permit me in your presence for the second time report the Honorable Minister of Works to you. During several projects that started before your administration, sir, so many roads were built at a very terribly higher cost. With the coming of Umahi, so-called internationally acclaimed companies were put to test by engineer Dr. Umahi, culminating into savings of over 1.19 trillion naira on 3 projects alone. Believe you me, this wouldn't have been possible without the approval of Mr. President. I know what transpired.
These legacy projects are a part of the coherent, comprehensive, holistic and strategic action plans of Mr. President to raise the economic growth and per capita income indices of our nation and to return Nigeria to a path of prosperity. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, has the solution to our years of economic challenges. Your support is critical.